Hello everyone, I am Kiran Joshi. Hope you all are safe and sound. Children, today I am presenting the video of Class 9 Geography, Chapter 3 Drainage. This video is the first part of the chapter. This video will cover the meaning of drainage and groups of drainage system in India. Let's begin with the meaning of drainage. Drainage means the river system of an area. All small streams and rivers of an area that flow from different directions, they meet at one point to form the main river and finally drain into a larger water body such as a lake or a sea or an ocean. The area that is drained by a single river is called a drainage basin. Children, the world's largest river basin is of Amazon River, which I have shown here with in this picture. You can see the blue lines, they are showing the drainage basin of Amazon River. The various streams within a drainage basin form or make certain patterns. These patterns depend on the slope of land, underlying rock structure and the climatic condition of the area. The different drainage patterns are dendritic, trellis, rectangular and radial patterns. Dendritic pattern is the most common pattern. In a dendritic pattern, many streams join together into the tributaries of the main river. Here the streams resemble the twigs, tributaries the branches and the main river resembles the trunk of the tree, so it is called dendritic. The dendritic pattern develops where the river channel follows the slope of the terrain. A trellis pattern develops when the main river is joined by its tributaries at approximately 90-degree angle or the right angle. The trellis pattern forms where hard and soft rocks exist parallel to each other. A rectangular drainage pattern develops on a strongly jointed rocky terrain, and the radial drainage pattern develops when streams flow in different directions from a central peak or dome-like structure, as you can see here in the picture. A combination of several patterns may be found in the same drainage basin. Children, any elevated area such as a mountain or an upland separates two drainage basins, and such an elevated portion is called water divide. As you can see here, the two drainage basins are divided by an upland area and it is marked as water divide. Now the Indian rivers or the drainage system of Indian rivers can be divided into two major groups. The first group is the Himalayan rivers and the second group is the peninsular rivers. In the Himalayan rivers, Indus, Ganges and Brahmaputra are included, and in the peninsular river the main rivers are Narmada, Tapti, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Let's understand the basis of categorizing the Indian rivers into two groups or the difference between these two groups. The one major difference is that the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers originate from two different physiographic regions of India. The Himalayan rivers originate from Himalayan mountains, as it is shown in the map with number 1. The region is marked with number 1, and the peninsular river start from the Indian peninsula, which is marked as number 4 in this map. Another reason is that the Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers. That means they have water throughout the year, as they get water from rain as well as from the melting snow. Whereas most of the peninsular rivers are seasonal rivers, as they depend on rainfall for their flow of water, and during the dry season even the large peninsular rivers have reduced flow of water, which is shown here in the picture also. The first picture is of a perennial river, and the second picture shows a large peninsular river which has the reduced flow of water due to in the dry season. The third difference is that the Himalayan rivers have long courses from their source or from their origin to the sea. These long courses of Himalayan rivers can be divided into three parts: the upper course, the middle course, and the lower course. In their upper courses, the Himalayan rivers perform intensive erosional activity. That means they erode and carry a lot of silt and sand along with them. In their middle and lower courses, the Himalayan rivers form meanders, oxbow lakes, and many other depositional features in their flood plains. Let me explain you the terms meander and oxbow lake. As the river enters the plain, it twists and turns and form large bends. They are known as meanders. And Oxbow Lake is a U-shaped lake which is formed when a meander of a river is cut off and a free-standing water body is created. Here I have provided the picture which shows both meander and Oxbow Lake. These rivers also have well-developed deltas. So this was about the three courses of Himalayan rivers. So the Himalayan rivers have long courses, while the peninsular river have shallow and shorter courses, as again I have shown in the map. The river Indus, which is the Himalayan river, has the long course. If you follow the blue mark of river Indus, it has a long course, and river Godavari, which is a peninsular river, it comparatively it has the shorter course. So that's all for this video. Now try to answer the questions from the topic covered in this video. The first question is, what do you understand by the term water divide? Second, how do the Himalayan rivers perform erosional activity and form depositional features? Third, describe any three features of the Himalayan rivers. Fourth, explain any three features of the peninsular rivers. If you found this video helpful and wish to watch more of such content, do consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you have any queries or comment, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you.